You're watching South East Today, our top story this evening. VE Day celebrations to remember 80 years since the end of World War II in Europe.
This is something that we need to remember, and we're losing the generation that can tell us about it face to face, so we need to do that for them.
Memories of joy and jubilation after 6 years of wartime suffering.
Then finally there was this great cheer, everybody raised their arms, it's over, it's over.
Welcome to the programme, I'm Claudia Sebezis. People across the South East have come together today for celebrations to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. There were VE Day street parties in Seaford on the Sussex coast and a special event at the RAF Biggin Hill Museum and Chapel, as Chrissy Reedy reports.
VE Day celebrations at Biggin Hill Museum today were in full swing, marking 80 years since the Germans surrendered and the war in Europe ended.
It's just such a nice atmosphere. The music I love and the history, and I just think it's important to celebrate it, so we thought we'd pop along and see what they had on.
Oh, it's about remembering what people did for you and how you've got here. Wouldn't have otherwise.
So much history here that, yeah, we just thought we'd come along and celebrate just in this little way, really. Yeah.
90-year-old Mary was thinking about her late husband.
Oh, my husband was a rear gunner in Bomber Command, a Pathfinder, and he'd done 65 missions. I did get the DFC for it.
These were the jubilant scenes as everyone celebrated 80 years ago.
My mum, of course, was 14. She remembers VE Day in Trafalgar Square and said it was wonderful. All those Americans.
Down in Seaford, VE Day celebrations continued.
I was 6 when the war started, and I was 12 when it finished. And that's when I wanted to go and celebrate. And my mum didn't want me to because of all the crowds, but I went anyway.
This is something that we need to remember, and we're losing the generation that can tell us about it face to face, so we need to do that for them.
Sharing memories and paying tribute, keeping the message of remembrance alive for the next generation. Chrissy Reedy, BBC South East Today.
And Kit Taylor from Folkestone was 9 years old when the war in Europe ended. She says the joy of VE Day was heightened by the hardship people in Folkestone and Dover had suffered during 6 brutal years of war.
Another German air attack on the famous port. Private homes in Dover, more of Hitler's military objectives, are broken by the blind savagery of the Hun. But the spirit of the people remains unbroken.
We'd go to bed at night with the sound of the big gun from Calais, Big Bertha, we used to call it. And that was in the centre of Calais, and that used to be shelling us quite regularly. So that was quite normal. And I can remember lying in bed one night when, and grandmother and mother saying, don't move, don't move. And they were picking glass off my bed where the window had come in. I was at school when the following street from us, Bridge Street, was completely wiped out by a doodlebug. And we were sent home from school, and I can remember going up to Canterbury Road on the corner. There was nothing of Bridge Street left. My friend Mary, she was standing beside me, and a lady came along and took her hand, and she said, "You have to come with me, Mary, your house is gone."
Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight. The German war is therefore at an end.
We were all in the house at the time. It was over, as far as I know, it was on the radio because they kept shushing me for a start. And then each time I tried to butt in, it was, be quiet, be quiet. And then finally there was this great cheer, everybody raised their arms, and it's over, it's over. And that's soon after that, that's when the all clear, the warning went. So that was how I heard, and then everybody swarmed out onto the road. Oh, absolutely fantastic, brilliant. I mean, they'd all got sons and husbands and so forth in the forces of some description. It was lovely. Everybody was so happy, and you didn't often see that.
That was 89-year-old Kit Taylor from Folkestone sharing her memories of VE Day.